Hey everybody, before I get started, I just want to mention a couple of ways that you can engage with me on a more personal level. I have a few avenues set up and I keep focusing on one, and I figured why don't I make a short little video talking about all of them real quick before we get into these episodes. So first thing, Patreon. There's a link in the episode description, in every episode description to the Patreon, as well as a video on the feed called Major Announcement that has all the details of what each tier offers and how much they cost. I implore you to check that out. I offer a lot of cool shit for my patrons. Second thing, the Discord channel. There's also a Discord link in the episode description and in every episode description. I have multiple channels set up there for each show that I'm covering, and it's a great way to just engage with me. I have a channel set up for MMA talk as well. I'm a big MMA fan, so if you're an MMA fan, you can check that out as well. There's a link to the Discord in the episode description. And then lastly, the Facebook and Twitter. Social media. Follow me on there. I post news on there. When I say news, I mean like, hey, I'm stopping covering this show. Hey, I'm starting covering this show. Let me know what you think about this. I do live watches of things on Facebook where like I'll check in and say I'm watching so-and-so show, and then I'll like live comment while I'm watching it, and that'll be cool if maybe you watch that show too and you want to watch along with me, or you're watching it later and you will see my thoughts, which are usually pretty entertaining because I'm usually pretty high when I'm writing them. So check out all those links in each episode description, and let's talk about this episode. Peace.
One mic. Yeah. All I need is one mic. Yeah. All I need is one mic.
Hey everybody, welcome back to One Mic, and today I'm here to talk about Season 1, Episode 5 of Amazon Prime's Gen V, entitled Welcome to the Monster Club. And the newest monster inducted into this club, she was already in it, is Kate, as we learn quite a bit about what Kate's been up to in the past. And I was going to say, when I was writing my notes, I was going to say we learned quite a bit about who she is, but I don't feel like we did necessarily. I suspect that we're going to get an explanation of some sorts. I don't know if it's going to be a good explanation, but it's going to be some explanation that matters to Kate for her behavior in this episode. So I think this show is really starting to come into its own and show what it is, what it can be, and how it's going to differentiate itself from the boys. And I thought the move with Kate, particularly given that I feel like Kate has been quite a likable character up to this point. Like, she was kind of a face character. And in a lot of ways, I think she's still not a face character, but a likable character. Like, I don't think that you would like what she's done, but I like the complexity of the character now. But I think that decision, that move, was a really interesting move to make. It's got me curious what direction they're going to take the show in these final 3 episodes, and I think it's going to add a lot of complexity to one of the show's already most complex characters. And, since the Kate reveal and everything that preceded it was kind of just a red herring to make us look at Rufus, like to distract us, there's not a ton for me to recap here, because a lot of what we saw was just moving us toward the Kate reveal. But I do want to go over a couple of things. When I say everything's moving us to the Kate reveal, it wasn't necessarily moving us to the Kate reveal. It was kind of more so like everything was moving us toward Rufus so that we will be blindsided by the Kate reveal. I think that's a better way to put it. But like I said, I want to go over a couple of things. I feel like there's a fucking eyelash in my eye. So we open the episode. Everyone's waking up realizing that they've all missed a ton of time. They have no idea what just happened. I appreciated the show explaining that weird glitchy time jump thing from the end of the last one right away in this one. Like, I was a little skittish about that scene last week, and I immediately felt comfortable knowing that it was entirely part of the plan and that they explained it right away. I didn't have to sit there for a long time wondering if they were going to explain it. And when the show does that, it makes me more comfortable with future decisions that they might make. Like, I feel like I'm in good hands. Like, if something comes up later that's kind of weird and I'm like, I don't know if that feels right, I now kind of have that comfort of like, they'll probably make it make sense next week. And I like when shows make me feel that way. I also thought it was hilarious when Jordan said they didn't remember fucking Marie, and Andre did that Bill Cosby impression. I thought that was a really good moment. But it's not like they don't just remember the previous night. They don't remember. They've lost several days, to the point where Sam shows up and they don't even remember him either. And he correctly deduces that they were made to forget, aka they had their memories wiped. And then Kate tells a I think the best way to describe it is a horrific story of not just being raped by Rufus, which is you don't even want to hear a story of a young girl being raped in college, period. But this, she says that he like used, like, you know, Rufus could do the mind control shit. He used his mind powers to make her consent on camera. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, that was fucked up, man. It's a terrible story. But it did serve the episode's purpose. It allows them to point Andre within the show, and then the audience, us, in Rufus's direction. And then the rest of the episode is basically spent making us think it's going to focus on the group's attempt to catch Rufus. I mean, well, that is what it was on. But once Marie finds the tracker in her neck and she tells Kate about it, I don't know why I scratched my neck when I said that, like I might have a tracker. But that's when we learned it was Kate and not Rufus who's been working with Shetty and has been making everyone forget everything. We learned that she even made Luke forget about Sam. And then the whole group, all of the, I don't, do they have a name? They need a name or something, man. Like, I don't know. But the whole friend group finds out about Kate from Emma. She found out from Sam, and that's when we end up ending the episode. Andre's comment about Kate being a monster. And there are a couple other things I want to touch on before I wrap up, though. I really like the Sam scene with the puppets. His whole, killing all of these bad guys, but in puppet form. Like, it's, on one hand, it feels a bit repetitive. Like, it feels like the same thing they did with Black Noir on The Boys. But I still like having something a little bit different, something creative. I like seeing the over-the-top violence, and I like seeing creative over-the-top violence in where it looks real, that it's not animated or puppets or whatever. But it is kind of cool to change it up and give me something different. And at least this lets me know that they're not going to just hit me with the same shit all the time, that they're willing to try some new stuff. So, yeah, I appreciate the effort. I thought it was fun, but like I said, it did feel a little bit like, yeah, you kind of did this already, but okay. Like I said at the top, I continue to appreciate the show highlighting issues that resonate with a younger demo than I, but with kind of like a superhero twist at the end. Getting blackout drunk in college is having your memory wiped by a superhero. Like, that's what they're going for, right? Like, these sorts of things that are kind of comparative. But that does kind of lead me to something that I didn't like. I don't care about the whole thing of Marie and Jordan wondering if Marie has issues with Jordan's gender. And that's because I don't care about them as a couple at all. So I don't care about any of the hurdles that they may face to becoming a couple. And so it's like, I get that, again, this issue, this is a timely issue that's going to resonate with a younger demo. These ideas of gender and sexuality and the fluidity of it all, I get it. But my problem is that the shit came out of left field. They didn't build up any sort of chemistry at all between Jordan and Marie, and now I'm supposed to care, and I absolutely the fuck do not. And if they had built up the chemistry, then I would care about their assumptions about the other person's sexual preference and how it's impacting their ability to get together. But since they didn't, I don't give a fuck. So, having issued my one criticism, which is, it's the same criticism I had last week, so I'm probably not going to mention it anymore. But I'm really enjoying this show. In general, I like how it's taking these modern day issues that young people face and giving them this kind of like superhero twist. I'm totally bought in on the mystery of what's happening at God U with Shetty and the Woods and all this, and Sam. Totally bought in on that. The show is keeping with the creative violence that I'm accustomed to from The Boys, and it's even interjecting some great humor that I think is even better than what I'm accustomed to on The Boys. So hopefully my schedule will allow me to get these out on Fridays like I'm accustomed to doing. I don't like how it seems like every week something happens and I don't get these out on Fridays. And every week I feel hopeful that this Friday is gonna be different. And this Friday feels no different. I am hopeful that I will get this out tomorrow. This being the video for episode 6. I fully intend on watching it tonight. So follow the Facebook page and you can watch it along with me. I'll be watching that. I'll be watching the 3rd episode of Lessons in Chemistry. And then hopefully I will have both of those videos up tomorrow. And until then, peace.